see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it, because first is who we are.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they're meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
We are at Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma. It is the site of the Great American Conference basketball tournament in 2023, and we are getting ready for our evening session tonight. Day 2, and 2 more men's quarterfinals are going to be contested here for trips to semifinals Saturday. Good evening, I'm Joey McWilliams along with Blake Smith. Glad to get to be with you on this wonderful Friday evening. 2 great games of basketball are ahead of us, including the one that is coming up right now. It is a 4-5 seed between the number 4 East Central Tigers and the number 5 Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. The 2 teams split in games this season, as you might imagine 4 and 5 matchup would do, right at that margin where really it's just a matter of who's going to wear the dark jerseys today. Starting lineups, as you see right there: Lavelle, Peter, Johnson, Cameron, and Gosnell. Talon Peter, the leading scorer on the team for Arkansas Tech. On the other side of the board, Johnson, Harper, Thomas, Tanner, and Ezet Dimna. Thomas, the leading scorer for the East Central Tigers. And Blake, as these 2 teams meet up here the 3rd time this season, it is the rubber match.
It is indeed, and it's 2 of the best 3 defenses in the Great American Conference this year, and an interesting matchup as Arkansas Tech might be one of the most talented athletically teams in the conference. They've kind of had an up and down season, and meanwhile East Central wasn't really picked to be in the top 4 of the conference, but have really come on hot as of late. It's going to be a great matchup for a team that wants to get on, have a chance to come out of their side of the bracket.
East Central under the first-year head coach Daniel Wheeler in his first season in Ada with the Tigers. Meanwhile, Arkansas Tech, coached by Mark Downey, in his 2nd stint with the program, 7th season there overall. The Wonder Boys will be wearing the dark green jerseys, very dark green, borderline looking like they're black out there, trimmed in gold, and they are the road team on the scoreboard. Tigers wearing the white jerseys tonight with that orange and black, trying to earn their stripes and move on into the semifinals tomorrow. I mentioned the starters for both these teams. Should be an interesting matchup. Talon Peter for Arkansas Tech. We talked about him, leading scorer for the team, 9th in scoring in the GAC, 15.2 points per game. And Keon Thomas leading the way for his team, for the Tigers. 13.1 points per game, 3.5 boards as well, and notching 2.3 assists per contest too. Tigers will control, and we are underway. Our evening session, day 2, here in Shawnee.
Pretty straightforward man-to-man defense here for the Wonder Boys early, and it proved effective there on that first possession.
Wonder Boys will get the ball and have a shot at it themselves. First 2 quarterfinals saw the number 2 seed Southern Arkansas defeating Oklahoma Baptist 71-67, and it was an upset in the nightcap last night. 8th-seeded Ouachita, a 70-67 victory over the top-seeded Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, who won the conference regular season championship just going away.
By 6 games, as a matter of fact, and yet Ouachita matched up really well with the Crimson Storm last night, and this time of year you never know what can happen.
Neither team having put points on the board in their initial trip with the ball. Start things back up, top of the key. Thomas has it, looks inside. Nice plant down low to Harper. Outside, long range 2 off the mark, and here come the Wonder Boys.
Just really solid defense on both sides early. It's going to be it might be a battle of low scoring teams tonight, but it's not because their offenses are incapable. It's just really good defense.
You know, we could be looking at games that show contrasting styles, as that one is up and in for Camarade.
Nice shot there. Something of note here, Arkansas Tech 10-1 in these quarterfinal matchups. One of the second most successful team in GAC tournament history.
Thrown through with authority, B.J. Johnson, and the Wonder Boys are up 4-0.
Boy, just the defense leading to offense there, and Johnson had quite a bit of hang time there as he skied up for that jam.
I was going to mention, and we saw a little bit of offense taking place there. This could be a defensive slugfest. Both teams, as you mentioned, up among the tops of the ranks in the Great American Conference. As going to the basket strong for East Central is Ezedinma. That one won't fly. Our next game tonight could be the opposite. We could see a high-scoring affair in that one between the 3-seed Southeastern and the 6-seed Henderson State. That is our nightcap for the evening.
Really interesting rubber match between those two teams, as well as these two you see on the floor at the moment.
Peter off the mark, put back in for Camarade.
Pretty good start for Arkansas Tech. It seems like all of these have come off of defensive rebounds or turnovers. That's exactly what Mark Downey wants out of his club here early.
Camarade 2 for 2 from the field right off the bat, 4 points in there. Tigers can't knock the rebound around to someone in a white jersey, and so the Wonder Boys will take it the other direction.
Another instance of one and done.
Not quite off the glass, and that's what Lavelle wanted to see. Couldn't get it off the glass, and so comes up a little bit short. Tigers will bring it down. Harper backing down, now kicks out, top of the key. Tanner for 3, that won't fly. Fought for in the corner, and it will go the way of the Wonder Boys. 4-5 matchups over the years on the men's bracket have favored the 5 seed, and so Arkansas Tech a little bit in their favor there. 7-5. The number 5 seed over the number 4 seed, the record in previous Great American Conference tournaments. These two teams have also met twice before in GAC tournament play. Go back a few years for both of those contests, back in the 2015 championship. Arkansas Tech with a victory over East Central in that one, stopping on a dime, turning around, no good. The put back, no chance for that. Nice job by Harper with the steal to take it away. Tech 80-77 in that 2015 championship. First meeting between the two in GAC tournament play. They met again the very next year in the first round, and East Central returned the favor after getting 3 right there. East Central with an 81-73 victory over Tech to eliminate the Wonder Boys in the quarterfinals. East Central finally on the board with that 3. So it's been since 2016 since these two programs have met in GAC tournament play. 7 years, we're seeing it tonight now.
And with the loss by Southern Nazarene last night, that leaves the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament wide open.
Off the glass and in. Keon Thomas with his first basket tonight. Along with Johnson's 3, the Tigers are now just 1 point behind Arkansas Tech, who opened up a 6-0 lead.
And have yet to score a point in the last 2+ minutes of gameplay.
Look inside. Once kicked back out to the top. They're going to try that again, trying to find the inside look, and it will be knocked out of bounds. Stay with the Wonder Boys. When we come back from the media timeout, Arkansas Tech will have 4 seconds to try to make something happen on their end with a 1-point advantage. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go.
Arena, there's press row. Lots of folks here tonight watching their respective teams. It's always a fun time in the first 2 days, as 16 teams will make their way onto the court over the course of those 2 days. Lots of fan bases here in and out in Fire Lake Arena. And the Wonder Boys now have 4 ticks on the shot clock to try to make something happen here. Just less than 5 minutes gone. And Arkansas Tech got the first 6 points, trying to find a way to get 2 more here. Quick look inside, nowhere to go with it. Time ticking away. Turnaround jumper is too strong. The rebound, Camarade, he can't contain it, and East Central will come away with it after the missed basket from Peter.
That's really a missed opportunity for Arkansas Tech there. Had a couple of good looks at the basket. You want the ball in the hands of Talon Peter late in the shot clock.
Definitely the direction they were trying to get. Clock winding down here on this possession for East Central. They reset and just pretty much looked around for a moment to try to decide what direction they wanted to go. Johnson gets that one to roll in. Shooters bounce there on the front of the rim, and the Tigers on a 7-0 run.
Back and forth. This game could be a very big in terms of momentum swings.
Peter will go in and draw the foul.
I think that was a restricted area play, as he pointed directly at that restricted area. A secondary defender in that area has to go straight vertical in the air immediately, or it's an automatic block.
That's his first.
Harper picks up the foul as Peter will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw attempted tonight by either team. That will find its mark.
Darrell Roberts enters the game.
Arkansas Tech, not one of the high-scoring teams in the league. As a matter of fact, 11th out of 12 GAC teams in scoring, putting up 67.18 points per game.
Just an up and down roller coaster season. They'd win 3 or 4 in a row, and then they'd lose 3 or 4 in a row, just back and forth, and happened to be losers of 2 consecutive games coming into play today.
finding that rough patch in the season. You know, taking a 2-game losing streak into the tournament is not the worst thing. It really didn't affect the seeding that badly. Again, at this point in that 4-5, it's pretty much a matter of which color jersey you're going to be wearing in Shawnee.
There's a lot more riding on the line in those bottom 3 or 4 seeds.
Kick back out. Harper will have it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And we'll have a foul. 8 ticks left.
That's on Andre Lavelle. That's his
2 hands on a defender, Joey. We've talked about it for the past 2 days. Defenders get beat. It's just an instinct to put that second hand on him to try to limit him from going where he wants to go.
Lavelle picked up the foul for the Wonder Boys. That's his first personal there, as you see Coach Mark Downey. Coach Downey in Russellville before Arkansas Tech joined the Great American Conference. That's back in the Gulf South days.
Had some great teams back in the late Gulf South era, late 2000s, early 2010s.
Luke Harper for 2 for East Central, and the Tigers are back on top. Visited a couple other places, including Northeastern State in Oklahoma, and then made his way back to Arkansas Tech, second stint there, and that could have gotten bad, and looks like it's not as bad as what it thought. One player on top of another there is what I thought, actually. Peter landed on Harris inside. Both of them will get up and be able to make it back down the court. Unfortunately for Arkansas Tech, a shot that goes awry for the Tigers. Going to get another look. I mean, that was really kind of a 5-on-3 for a moment.
Had an opportunity, but wanted that deep 3 in transition, which is such a typical way the game is played anymore.
Peter shot a little bit too strong, high rebound, and the Tigers will take it the other way. Quentin Johnson gives back to Harper, and in top of the key now, it's going to be Dixon. Contact away from the ball, incidental contact. Not going to get anyone's whistle there. Shot, misfires from Ezedinma, and the Wonder Boys will take it the other direction, trailing by 1 here. Substitutions will be coming in en masse here in just a moment. Around the horn, reverse back the other direction, skip pass, and it's going to go back over to Peter, and that 3-point attempt is a little strong. No numbers for Johnson, but he takes it off the glass anyway. 1 basically on 3, and the Tigers are back on top. Actually, they extend the 1-point lead up to 3.
Well, that's an excellent take there. One-on-one play. Peter tried everything he could to set up, take the offensive foul, knew he wasn't going to get to a spot, and just had to contest strong.
Tigers giving up a little bit of room in a man-to-man look, maybe a little bit too much room that time. Andre Lavelle makes his way off the left side glass and in. You know, you do that man-to-man defense, and if you're going to give up the long-range shot, that's one thing, but it does give the offense an opportunity to get full head of steam when they start that dribble drive inside.
Some quick guards on both sides. They will make you pay one-on-one in the half court.
Right wing 3-pointer absolutely drained by Keon Thomas.
Knew one of those shots were going to fall eventually. 2 of 6 from 3-point. East Central here in the early going.
Roberts takes a few dribbles inside. He's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Looking to wait to see where the ball movement was going to be, and it's going to take us to our next media timeout as he'll go to the free throw line when we come back. The Tigers with the advantage here in the early going of this quarterfinal match.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern, and we help make this video.
Central with a 4-point advantage here in the early going of this quarterfinal game. 4 or 5 seeds tonight, and as we mentioned, the winner of this one will get to take on the number 8 seed, the Ouachita Tigers. You know, we watched Ouachita play last night, and it's trying to get perspective on that game and how an 8 seed beats a 1 seed. I honestly, Ouachita struggled near the end of the season, won when they needed to get into the tournament. I don't know that they don't look like a number 8 seed.
Not at all, and that's the luxury that teams that have to play their way in versus a Southern Nazarene who wins the league by 6 games and doesn't have to play necessarily their best basketball going in. You've got a team that's getting hot, and it's a bad matchup. You've got a couple of really talented players, as Ouachita does, and sometimes the matchup just works out really well for you.
1 for 2 from the free throw line, or actually making them both there for the Tigers, and it's back to a 2-point game. Yeah, Southern Nazarene, it felt like that they had already won the conference before Valentine's Day, so you almost kick back just a little bit, and you don't want to, but it seems that way. Nice wraparound pass inside to the cutter, looking for Dixon, and Dixon in for 2. Tigers back up by 4. Nice look on the inside. Quentin Johnson with a great pass.
Slip that ball screen and get a wide open look on the weak side. Happens all the time in this era of college basketball.
Drive inside, and we have a travel as Roberts was trying to make a step around move. Couldn't get it done. Coach Downey didn't necessarily agree with the call. Tigers will bring it the other direction.
We'll watch his pivot foot right. They say he took the little hop with the left, then picked it up and put it back down.
That was what I was seeing, was that left foot, the slide, and then the little hop.
They're so fast with that pivot foot. It's really hard to pick it up on a play like that. Nice job, though.
Tigers looking for a cutter in the lane again, can't find it. Triple team inside, turnaround, and putting up the shot is Wilbert. Can't get it to fall. No one there to get the rebound for the Tigers. And Camarade, 1 step, drives. That one floats a little bit too strong. Kicked out. And skip pass, well, he's just going to come in and save. It's going to stay on the Wonder Boy end. Shot clock is at 13 now.
Ill-advised shot by the Tigers there, and they haven't had to pay for it yet, but that, as soon as I say, they'll pay for it with that shot.
Darrell Roberts with the long-range jumper. And a near steal by the Wonder Boys, in fact, for the steal. Peter looking ahead, off the glass and in for Cade Schaefer.
That's a tough take and a great take still. Lost a man in transition.
Other direction. That won't fall for the Tigers, and the Wonder Boys with a 1-point advantage now after a nice little mini run. See if they can capitalize on it. Darrell Roberts, can he make it 2? He does! Another 3-pointer from the left side of the court. Darrell Roberts.
With a hand in his face and a great closeout, too. That is a difficult shot to make.
Roberts with a quick 8 points for the Wonder Boys, and Arkansas Tech up by 4.
A quick 8-0 run, 40-plus seconds of gameplay for the Wonder Boys.
Pump fake, kicked up top, driving in, 12-foot jumper well short of the mark. That might have made 10 feet with the shot. Wonder Boys the other direction. Roberts, other side of the court, result not quite the same. And he's ready for some substitutions here, I think.
Heat check wasn't quite what he wanted it to be. But I don't blame him. They're shooting the ball really well right now. 3 of their last 3.
Push off. And an offensive foul will be levied against Quentin Johnson.
Easy call. Create separation between the offensive player and the defender. Send it the other way every time.
Tech has a 4-point lead, and we'll have the ball when we come back.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Both teams shooting better than 40% through the first 12.5 minutes of this one. 20-16 our score. Tech with a couple of defensive stops and a 4-point advantage. There you see right there on the front row in the white, the athletic director, Coach Abby Davis for Arkansas Tech. Here to support her team, her teams today. The women's team fell to Oklahoma Baptist in the first game of the day. Now these dark jerseyed teams have been the order of the day so far here. Both of the games in the women's quarterfinals that were contested today were won by the lower seeds. Tech would like to continue that trend on the men's side, and the Wonder Boys will have an opportunity at the free throw line. Johnson will go there now and get a chance to shoot two. Wonder Boys 4 for 4 from the free throw line so far.
A great backdoor cut by B.J. Johnson. Saw the defender overplay him and immediately went backdoor and drew contact and heads to the line.
B.J. Johnson has that one rim out. 71.7% from the line coming into this evening's contest. As he's scoring on a 6.6 point per game clip. Second one hits about the same place on the front of the rim, and the result is same. That won't fall either.
Take about a half step to his left. He missed both of those short and right.
A little bit of pressure by the Wonder Boys, forcing the Tigers to think about bringing the ball up the court. Now some action. Shot clock is down to 10 seconds. Left side kick back out, pump fake, three taken on the left wing, well off the mark. Shot clock did not reset. And the three-pointer goes in anyway, but the official says no, it was a shot clock violation. So as in Denma didn't get it to go, Wilbert's three will be looked at again.
They'll double check. I think the near side official signaled that the three-pointer was good, but they want to double check, and if they do, they have to stop play immediately and check that. It was close either way.
It was, and that's what I saw as well. The near side official made that call. We'll look right here. Does it get out of his hand before that hits zero?
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. Nope, I don't think it does.
Well, that's a fantastic frame by frame, and that's a big, it's going to be a big loss of points for East Central. That was going to break an 8-0 Arkansas Tech run. And if this play gets overturned like it should, and it does, that's got to be killer for the Tigers, who had a great look.
No basket.
So the basket does not count. Nice job by the officiating crew to see that, make the call. And Arkansas Tech, you have to feel that momentum staying in the green gold right now, especially after a defensive stand like that. I mean, you get the Tigers down. It flustered them on the entire trip down the court, held them on defense, gets the shot clock to run out, and then shot's no good, tipped away. It's going to stay, or actually go with East Central.
Good call there. Got to be able to secure a rebound in your own offensive front court. Full
court pressure again, a little 2-2-1 look. And for this Wonder Boys on defense, just frustrating the Tigers as they move the ball up the court. Same place, left wing three. That one bounces twice and will fall away. Camarade kicks it out, back down the court. Peter thinks better of the shot there, and the Wonder Boys will reset.
You see so much pressure defense at the lower levels to create turnovers and points. At this level, players can handle the basketball. It's just a matter to kind of frustrate them and keep them from setting up their half-court offense with 20 seconds or more on the shot clock.
Drive left side, shot up and in for Schaefer.
A good take by the JUCO transfer from National Park College in Hot Springs.
Schaefer with 4 points on the evening, 2 for 2. High percentage shots, gets them to fall. Drive looks very similar, and the result is the same on the east central side of the court. Thomas with 2 more, and he has 7 tonight.
Tech wants to be the aggressor in tempo. They want to go fast here in the front court and give themselves plenty of time to get good looks at the basket.
2 teams trade buckets. It's still a 4-point advantage for Arkansas Tech. And Peter just lost his footing. And the Tigers 3-on-2. Thomas has nowhere to go. Got up in the air and no one to throw it to. Gets a shot up, but that one is just knocked out of bounds. It'll stay on East Central's end.
I just don't understand why they have to double clutch and try to pray for contact. If they're going up, and these guys are all strong, go up strong. If you get your shot blocked, so what? Did all that extra work, that double clutch stuff, just to have his shot knocked out of bounds anyway. It's extra effort and takes more time off the clock.
Tigers inbound, baseline right. Thomas's shot won't fall, and the long rebound will go to Arkansas Tech, and Schaefer just barely put on the brakes. 3-pointer in the right corner is good for B.J. Johnson. I'll say it's a long 2.
I bet they'll look at that one during the next media timeout.
Johnson with 5 on the night. Man-to-man look, little help up there near the free throw line. Bounce pass, backdoor cut, off the glass and in. Leonard Dixon.
Nothing prettier in basketball than the backdoor cut, finish with a bounce pass. Both teams like to do a little bit of it.
Now Tech looked like that was the direction it was going to go. Schaefer pulls back, and so move at the left elbow. Shot's a little bit too strong. 3 white jerseys there. Tigers take it the other direction. Thomas goes in strong this time. It's just what you asked for, Blake. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
How much easier is that? You know the defender's going to come A to B into you and create the contact. If he blocks a shot, you're shooting 2 free throws anyway.
Final media timeout of the first half, and the difference is still 4 points in favor of Arkansas Tech as Coach Downey takes a moment to talk things over with the officiating crew.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs. That's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
And the Wonder Boys still talking that one over just a bit. Terrell Roberts saying, okay, I put my hands up, I'm going up straight. What more do I need to do? There was clear contact on that foul. I'm sure they're talking about other things. Thomas goes to the line to shoot 2. His first trip to the free throw line tonight. First trip for the Tigers And we're at the 3:54 mark here in the first half, and Thomas successful with his first.
There you see Coach Daniel Wheeler of the Tigers, again in his first season. Young coach given an opportunity, and he's made the most of it for this Tiger team.
Been some turnover in that head coaching position in the last 3 or 4 years, so Wheeler there throughout this season and looking to make his mark in Ada.
Some good men's basketball coaches in Russellville.
Around the horn, they reverse it, go the other direction, and Schaefer comes away with a three-pointer. Wonder Boys get the lead up to 5 now.
Of course, we talk about Mark Downey in his second stint here at Arkansas Tech. Doug Carlskin, now the head coach at Central Missouri, is taking the place, and he's got a nice program going there as well.
Steele taking the other direction. Roberts, and he was fouled. He'll go to the line.
The entire East Central bench says no, he lost it on the way up. We'll get an extra look at it.
I think there was a little bit of Tiger help to losing that ball.
Shooting 2.
Roberts 2 for 2 from the free throw line already this evening. First free throw is good. Under Armour trivia there, as we have in front of us who won the first GAC basketball tournament back in 2012, assuming men's basketball tournament all the way back in 2012, as Robert's second free throw is good as well. Have a few ideas. Let you all think about that a little bit.
I'm pretty confident in this one. I don't say that very often, believe it or not.
That surprises me.
I have a pretty good feeling about this one, just because that's when I was in college and I saw these teams come to Henderson State at least once a year and play some really good basketball between the Gulf Southwest Division back in those early years, and then my junior and senior year, a really good East Central team came to town for the first time. All those Oklahoma schools, man, it was a good league early and has remained a very competitive league all the way now into the 2020s.
I have a pretty good idea of good guess. I know for sure 2013. We talked about that one yesterday. So I have a good idea on this one just because of the history of the league. We give you a chance to think about it a little bit as Roberts puts that one up from way outside, and the putback dribbles its way in for Johnson.
He wanted
Boys lead. Yeah,
he
9
wanted
points.
to throw that one down, and he couldn't do it, but it counts 2 points just the same.
Top of the key now is Harper, drives in, dishes off inside, up and around, gets over 2 defenders as Edinma, and he has 2. And so the Tech lead is just 7 right now. Arkansas Tech trying to distance itself here before we go to the intermission, just 2 minutes away from the break, and that's a good way to get it done from the corner. Schaefer for 3.
That'll help.
Double-digit lead now for Arkansas Tech.
Shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3. That's usually a pretty good sign that your offense is doing a good job.
Harper again driving inside, no one to give it to. And he'll turn around, fade away, bring down a little bit of rain with that one from 9 feet, and it is true. 34-26 now the score.
The Dirk Nowitzki 1 foot fall away jumper that made so many teams frustrated over the years.
You have to wonder if Harper has to pay royalties on shooting a shot that looks that similar.
Go plays in Europe, that's not going to be an easy shot to get.
Quick pass inside to Harris, who was all by himself in the lane. You have to wonder how he got that open. Back to a 10-point advantage. Less than a minute left. Take your guess really quickly on the trivia question before we hit the halftime break. Blake, I know who I'm going to guess, so give it a shot.
I'm going to go with these Wonder Boys. They had won a couple of Gulf South tournament championships in the years previous. They still had a good group. They're going to be my guess as Johnson gets plowed over.
Yeah, Harper was suited better to fall away with that jumper. This time he just runs right over Johnson, leaves him on the court. Offensive foul. And as we go to this timeout, it's a 30-second timeout. I'll give my guess, and just because I know the history and because of one of the teams that's on the court right now, I will say Tech too. I think the Tech won that first one. That was actually the season before I was part of the GAC broadcast, and there is the answer. Under Armour trivia answer, Arkansas Tech with an 11-point victory over Southwestern Oklahoma 11 years ago. So we both guessed right.
Oh, those were some good Arkansas Tech teams that came to town. Of course, 2012 would have been my junior year, first year in the league there at Henderson, and there was just a murderer's row of teams just coming to town every night. You couldn't miss a game. But the best thing about being a college kid in Arkadelphia back then, if you liked basketball, they would offset the Henderson and Ouachita games. If both teams were in town, one team would play at 1 and 3, the other would turn at 2 and 4. So you could watch the first 2 games at Henderson, then you'd go to Ouachita and you'd catch the second half of the men's game there if something interesting was going on.
Shot clock down to 20 seconds now. Tech with a 10-point advantage. And again, likes to distance themselves just a little bit more going into the intermission. Going to slow down, and now the shot clock is at 10. The move is made. Lavelle driving inside. Shot off the glass, no good. Tipped around. Finally taken by the Tigers. A little bit of opportunity for Thomas. Drives down, steps in. And foul called. 2.2 left on the clock. And is he going to go to the line to shoot?
They said it was in his gather.
Yeah. First I was a little bit questioning that, but Thomas will get an opportunity to shoot 2 here. 2.2 left here in the first half. Thomas 3 for 3 from the line tonight.
Tigers got to give themselves a chance to keep it at single digits going to halftime. It's a big deficit to overcome, but we've seen it before.
And Thomas 4 for 4 on the season. He's a very good free throw shooter, better than 83%. The steal, shot blocked. Comerad is there. And Wilbert wanted to make it a 5-point game, couldn't do it. How about the defense by Comerad at the buzzer? Arkansas Tech, though, with a good first half. Solid there, you see it one more time. He says, nothing doing here. The Wonder Boys up by 8 at the break. Quarterfinal action of the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fire Lake Arena. We'll take a break and come back with some stats and more. The intermission on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be 2?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny.
Come on down a little further.
What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
An 8-point advantage for the Wonder Boys here. The 5 seed over the 4 seed, 20 minutes gone. And you look at halftime statistics for both of these two teams. From the field, Arkansas Tech hitting at a 50% clip, 13 of 26 from the field. East Central not far behind that, taking a couple more shots. Now only 39%, but at the free throw line, the Tigers are, well, they're unblemished, 100% of the shots there. A couple things that stand out to me, Blake, and I'll ask you as well. Arkansas Tech with a rebounding edge, just a slight edge there. Both teams with 6 assists as well. A 1-to-1 turnover to assist ratio, or assist to turnover. At this point, it's all just 1. It doesn't matter, but it looks good for both of them. They've been moving the ball well.
And you take a look there at the bottom stat, the bench points. Arkansas Tech has used a great night off the bench from both Darrell Roberts and Cade Schaefer. 10 points apiece off the bench, outscoring East Central 22-4, and that is a massive advantage for the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, those are the numbers that are right there. Roberts, you mentioned, with 10 points. Schaefer with 10 points. B.J. Johnson, the starter for Arkansas Tech, has 6 points on the night. Meanwhile, for East Central, 11 points for Keon Thomas, and Quentin Johnson, the second, with 7 points there. Looking at some of those statistics again, I think about the way that they've moved the ball so well, and you see it right there coming off the tip. Kamerad steps in. His 15-foot jumper is good. Tech once again, and that one was thrown down with authority by Johnson. Nice look. And then from the outside for East Central, Johnson makes it rain. That one falls back in. You know that we talked about that too. Johnson wanted to throw that one down again. Nice look on the inside as Schaefer finds his way in. Long range, rolls in for Johnson, the Quentin Johnson, that variety, the East Central version. And ultimately an 8-point advantage for Arkansas Tech here. We're at the break here in Fire Lake Arena. 20 more minutes to play. Nothing decided yet. This one's a fun one, so we encourage you, stick around. The 4-5 matchup rarely disappoints, and I don't think this one is either. You're watching the GAC Sports Network.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Looking back, I think I was a little nervous starting college. But from the moment I arrived at OBU, it felt like home. I found new friends, we laughed together, studied together, and learned what it means to be a Bison. Amy. I got to know my professors and found out that they really care about me. I found my place at OBU.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you better be open. You better be open. Man, listen. There's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's go. That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man.
We work out on the street, you feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody.
We
always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it, because first is who we are.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they are meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
A place that nurtures, encourages, and strengthens you. Most people call that home. We call it Harding University. Here, you will be challenged to grow spiritually, intellectually, and academically in an environment that inspires you to find your meaning and purpose. Our campus life fosters a community of people who will become lifelong friends. Come see for yourself what Harding is about. Pursue your meaning and purpose here with us at Harding University.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in careers that help your community? Henderson State University offers degrees in nursing, teaching, psychology, social work, and health and human performance. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
When you think about college, it's easy to think of intimidating things.
Like the large campus and classrooms, big books, and big tests. But when you get here, you realize that it's not just about these things.
It's about the people
who pushed us to succeed.
Those who struggled and achieved with us.
It's about finding our place.
And living and learning with people who care about you.
This is home.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in technology? Henderson State University offers degrees in aviation, computer science, and engineering. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
(36-28), that is the score at the break between the number 5 Wonder Boys, the number 4 Tigers here in the GAC men's basketball tournament. This is the third of 4 games on the docket today here on the GAC Sports Network. Don't forget, following this one, tentative start time of 8 o'clock tonight is when the tip is scheduled for the number 3 seed Southeastern Oklahoma taking on the number 6 seed Henderson State. And that will bring a conclusion to our quarterfinal games here in the tournaments this season. Semifinal Saturday on the way tomorrow at noon. But we have 20 more minutes left to be contested here in this one.
It's still an excellent game left. 2 really evenly matched teams. Arkansas Tech with the advantage at the moment, but that can change in an instant.
Tech, again, the number 5 seed in the dark jerseys. And the Wonder Boys with the ball first here to start the second half. Double team down low on Peter. And shot up and in. Peter gets 2 more to go with what he already had in the first half. That was just 2, so he has doubled that up. Back to a 10-point advantage for Arkansas Tech. The Tigers need to make some adjustments at the break. We'll see where it starts here. Weave at the top, taking a little bit too much time outside. East Central not deciding on the quick shots. Now shot has to get off the glass, count the basket, and Tanner will go to the line with an and one opportunity.
That's a silly foul there by Kamerad. He's already got beat. He tried to leap to the defender and block another shot. I know he had some momentum, blocked that big shot right before halftime, but leave that one alone. Let it play out.
Tigers used 29 of the 30 seconds on the shot clock to make something happen, working it down inside. Free throw will not fall, and it remains an 8-point game after Tanner's basket. His first 2 of the night. Tech moving the ball around outside the arc. Kamerad in the corner. And the Tigers playing a tough man defense. All 30 seconds of the shot clock, and Lavelle caps it off with a beautiful fall-away jumper from 9.
You've got 2 really good defensive teams here, Joey. Just watch how they defend the pick and roll so differently. East Central is comfortable enough at their positions 1 through 5. They switch everything. Arkansas Tech a little different. They hard hedge ball screens, and there's an opportunity for rolls or slips for East Central if they find opportunity.
Jumping in the air, spinning, kicking outside, and ultimately Luke Harper drains the 3. Now, we've talked about these 2 defenses. East Central, number 3 in the GAC scoring defense, allowing just 66.82 points per game. As Peters' long-range jumper will not fly, he gets the board, and he's going to look inside once again. Arkansas Tech, number 4 in the GAC in scoring defense, allowing just 67.61 points per game. Right about the same average that it's scoring as well. As a matter of fact, it's a scoring margin, a deficit on the year of just negative 0.43 for Arkansas Tech. I mean, it's a wash. They score 67, they give up 67.
Pretty hard to do that play with that much consistency, but that's what you get out of a team that finished 500 on the year.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, you give and take there. It was 11 and 11 in GAC play. Another three-pointer on the Tigers end, and suddenly a 10-point deficit is now just 4.
That's what happens when you shoot the 3 ball well. East Central's got a couple of long baskets in. Now they found themselves right back in this game.
And they'll get another opportunity here. By the way, Tigers 12 and 10 in GAC play. A little better than 500 there, 14 and 14. Excuse me, the Wonder Boys overall. We'll get that stat right. You had it right. I stumbled a bit.
Wow.
It's all right.
That's
2-2-1 look here.
Everyone gets lucky every now and then. What's the old saying? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Token pressure, but it does, and again, like you mentioned this earlier, really what this does is frustrate a team coming down. That's what the Wonder Boys have done with this token pressure on defense, and what it has done essentially is really take 10 seconds off the shot clock for East Central. Now, they got things taken care of there, and Harper with 2 more points makes it a 2-point game. But it's almost shortened the game a little bit in the sense that it's taking time off the clock for East Central, and they're already using a lot of the shot clock as it is.
Frustrates a team when you can't get into a flow offensively, and you feel like every time you look up, there's 10 left on the shot clock, and you have to go and make something happen.
Less than 10 now for Arkansas Tech, and Kamerad's pass was to no one in particular, and it's a travel too. He threw looking for Peter. Peter wasn't there. He had to step over and get the ball. He was the last person to touch it.
Got to have a little bit more basketball IQ, and I know that's what Coach Downey is going to be telling him as he heads to the bench.
Schaefer comes in now for Arkansas Tech, and the Tigers are on an 8-0 run. Can tie or take the lead on this trip down the court. Passing inside, catch is made off the glass and in for 2 points. Edson Denma. And this one's knotted up.
God's gift Edson Denma, a heck of a player. It's taken him a while. Only 2 points in the first half. He's woken up now.
Steal by Quentin Johnson. Blake, you remember at the half it was an 8-point advantage for Arkansas Tech? Yeah, not that anymore.
Not anymore. Got a brand new ball game. Going to be fun down the stretch here in this 4-5 matchup.
Driving inside, off the glass, that one no good, tipped around. Ahead of the pack right now is Thomas, reverse, count the basket. His momentum took him on through and out of bounds. And we have a timeout on the court. It's gonna wind up into our media timeout as well. Tigers on a 12-0 run. And East Central on top by 2 in this quarterfinal of the GAC tournament.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore in Southeastern, and we help make this video.
3 minutes and 11 seconds of game time. That is what it's taken for East Central to go on a 12-0 run and now find themselves on top here in the second half. Tech has missed its last 4 shots and had 3 turnovers during that 12-0 run as well.
East Central finally starting to get some halftime adjustments, and just after they're getting opportunities on the defensive end of the floor, which we've seen out of a very good defense all season.
Arkansas Tech now, after the timeout, we'll see what Coach Downey has drawn up. Move the ball around outside the arc. Schaefer pulls up for 16, middle of the court. That one's no good.
And that's the first shot that Cade Schaefer's missed all night. He was 4 of his previous 4.
The right direction you would think to go, someone who's had the hot hand. Outside right wing, count it. Good for Baron Tanner Jr. Tanner now with 5 points here in this second half. Tigers run now at 15.
Just make it look so easy when they heat up like that. Everything just looks like it goes in. The rim's the size of a crater.
Tigers, the number 4 seed in this tournament, in number 4 in the standings overall in the Great American Conference. And you have to think for a coach like Daniel Wheeler, as we're going to get the opportunity here for the media timeout. We will take that as well, but a place where there's been a little turnover in that head coaching position. And you got to think East Central brass looking highly at this head coach. Back in a moment.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, we said the run was 12-0. That has moved on to 15-0. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. 3 turnovers before. How about 4 turnovers during that time now? Arkansas Tech's fans, not a lot to celebrate during this second half so far.
Just 0 of their last 5. They've gone 4.5 minutes plus without scoring. They've turned the ball over, as you mentioned. Just nothing going right for an Arkansas Tech team where just about everything went right in the first half.
Man-to-man pressure this time, full court, 100 And again, taking a little time off that clock. East Central now will set up. Half-court look right now, and a turnover for the Tigers that time as Harper just throws it away. Quickly to the corner. Peter thinks of the three, near steal the other direction. Foul's going to be charged to Quentin Johnson.
Just trying to come from the backside and steal that pass away after an excellent ball fake by Peter. Just closed down just a little too late. Nothing he can do about that, and you see he was not happy, but he knew what he did.
Shot clock to 24 right now. And Schaefer will set things up, top of the key for the Wonder Boys. Looking at a screen, help there for East Central. And the Tigers will get back into that man look. Schaefer wanting to go the other direction this time. He drives, kicks out, corner three, count it. Tech needed a three and got that one to fall. Darrell Roberts for three.
Breaks a 5-minute scoring drought for Arkansas Tech. They needed that one in the worst way.
45-43 our score. Roberts with 13 points on the evening. Three-pointer a little off the mark this time. Fought for underneath and taken away by Roberts. Presence made known on both ends and looked like he was going to take that one coast to coast.
You've seen tonight a lot of positive things from Darrell Roberts. 11 minutes off the bench in the first half, 10 points. And he was a great spark along with Schaefer in that first half.
Roberts drawing the foul. Was it outside the arc? It was. So Roberts will go to the line to shoot three. By the way, he's already made his mark on the free throw line. 4 for 4 on the night. And on the season, a little bit better than the average. Shoots 61% on the year.
Just don't leave your feet on a jump shooter. What's he going to do after a pump fake from 23 feet? That's a really tough explanation you're going to have to make to your coach the next time out.
That's 2 of the 3, and that ties it up.
Something you hear a lot of the time, basketball is such a game of runs. You can withstand big runs like East Central made if you're Arkansas Tech. You've gotten a lead, now you're starting to try and build a nice little run of your own, and it's kind of that second unit that's trying to do it for the Wonder Boys.
Shaquem Akers, Leonard Dixon check in for East Central. And let's go back to those three free throws made by Roberts. Again, it's warrants mention. He's a 61% free throw shooter on the year. He's made 7 of 7 tonight.
Postseason, clutch players make clutch plays, and free throws, even from the very beginning of the game, are clutch when it's win or go home.
Roberts averaging 7.1 points a game. He's earned that tonight at the free throw line as he has 16 points. And Tech gets a stop with a 1-point advantage. Here come the Wonder Boys.
Surprised there wasn't a flopping technical there. That was pretty big embellishment for what may have been some contact, but not enough to elicit that.
Roberts for 3, a little bit short. And Harper will slow it up a little bit, bring it up the court. Tigers need points now. After going on quite a run a little bit earlier, a 15-0 run, now find themselves trailing once again. Driving up, off, and Peter will pick up the foul. We'll take a break right now. It'll be a media break, and when we come back, free throws for Leonard Dixon as the Tigers will try to retake the lead, trailing now by 1.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs, that's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
We see the East Central coaching staff wanted a flopping foul there. Yeah, there's a little contact, but surely Darrell Roberts is a little stronger than that. Probably lucky he didn't get that Class B technical for a flop there, as Daniel Wheeler was even pleading his case rather with the officials in the timeout, and he's still down there doing it at the moment.
I think he's getting some advisement from the officials to say you're going to have to watch that. We're looking at it now. Dixon on the line to shoot two. His first free throw attempt of the evening comes up just a little bit short. Leonard Dixon on the season was 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's now 5 for 6 on the year. So he's shooting 83% now. Small sample size.
It's amazing, this point in the year, there are still some players that get quality minutes that only attempt 6 free throws in a season.
Well, and in some cases, too, fighting through injury, so you don't get as much time. This is just game number 18 on the year for Leonard Dixon. But, yes, I agree with you. It's one of those things where you look and see that sample size a little bit smaller than what you might think. He's had quite an impact on this game so far. Driving in Lavelle off the glass, a little bit too strong, and we will see contact underneath. It's going to go the other direction.
Boy, and just a great move by Lavelle to get inside. He and Peter both struggling offensively. I know we talked about Peter only having 4 points at the 2 points at the half. He now just has 4. Lavelle also struggling offensively.
Combined 3 for 13 from the field, and of that 0 for 5 from behind the arc. Of course, all 5 of those shots outside taken by Peter there. So.
Oh, and that's just what a mental lapse.
It's a mental breakdown right there. Movement on the inbound. It was not following a made basket. You can't move on the baseline unless it follows a made basket, and that was knocked out or taken after a foul. So
you're given a little 3-foot box kind of each direction, and that works out. The 2 turnovers work themselves out, but you can't completely run to the opposite end of the baseline as Harper did there. Good pickup.
And the official tells Harper this time, no back and forth. You're going to have to stay here to throw this one in. I mean, there was no question on the instructions this time, and Harper said, yeah. And Blake, it's one of those things, too. Here we are, conference tournament time, and you're excited. Tie ball game, quarterfinal. The league is watching you right now. There's a lot going on. Drive inside, stop, jumper, 2 bounces, and won't fall in the hole that time for Akers.
A nearly 4-minute stretch without field goals for East Central. Really had that run and then have been pretty quiet since then.
Comrade leads behind. And shot clock down to 10. Lavelle trying to break down low again. Finds an opportunity opening inside. That too strong for Harris. And wanted to throw that one down. Got away from it a little bit at the last second. And the high board will go to East Central. Tigers try to take the lead again.
They've had opportunities. They're right in the midst of another one as Tech has gone 2.5 minutes without a point after those 3 free throws.
Defense is there, backing down. Dixon falls away. Count it! That was pretty.
Oh, and so difficult. That's so hard to judge the distance on a shot like that falling away from the mid-range.
You're going to give him a high degree of difficulty on that one?
Will.
Ball around outside the arc. Lavelle back top of the key. Schaefer on the pump fake, and Lavelle stops on the baseline. Shot clock down to 10. Makes 2 or 3 moves inside. Tigers want to travel, won't get it. Schaefer falling away. 3, that rims out.
An even higher degree of difficulty when you're off balance from that deep.
That one won't go, and the Tigers now got back the advantage. Harper calling for a little help up top, wants to come off the screen. Doesn't really matter, the switch there. And Harper will move all the way inside, off the glass and in. Gets that one to go up and over Harris. That was a nice move.
And more interestingly, it's the first time Arkansas Tech has switched a ball screen all afternoon. We'll see what that comes up with.
Offensively, and you know what, Blake, you're right. That is exactly right. That was key there because it was the first switch, and Harper found the advantage, saw that he could make the move inside, backing Harris down.
And a great setup there by Ezedinma to draw the offensive foul. Be tough to have Kamerad coming right down the lane, the big 6'8" forward. Ezedinma right there, took it right in the chest.
Tigers slowly building on the lead now. The 15-point run was quite a little stretch of time, and now after having regained the lead, looking more back at the half-court offensive sets there. They're resetting now and trying to get this offense to work. Dixon finds an opening, and he'll kick that one outside. Johnson doesn't take the open look. Left elbow, looks inside. Dixon, little contact, a little too strong on the shot.
That ball wasn't going in regardless of contact or not. That was just slung it up there.
Tech as Peter gets a defender off, opening in the corner for 3. Count it, B.J. Johnson.
Boy, and he needed that one bad. He had a pretty good first half, has struggled a little bit offensively here in the second.
50-49, back to the 1-point game. Johnson now with 9 points on the night. Made his only opportunity from outside the arc. That one drifts a little bit, won't find its way home for Quentin Johnson for the Tigers. We're heading for a break here in just a moment when things slow down, and that will be the stoppage in action that these two teams need. Looks like both teams need a breather. They're going to get it with this media timeout. 4-5 matchup, tight as you might think right here. The look inside, and nowhere to go with that. Tigers on top by 1.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Arkansas Tech working its way back into this one, and will be able to inbound it on the Wonder Boys end. Shot clock is at 20. Tech trying to retake the lead here. Inbound, quick look to Roberts. That one blocked. It will stay on the Wonder Boy end. Just 2 ticks off the shot clock.
Much better job there of just going up strong. If you get your shot blocked, you get the ball right back in that situation. You get to reset and give yourself a better look.
Man-to-man look on the inbound. And quickly to the basket again, this time successful. B.J. Johnson coming off a three-pointer made. He has 5 points. That's given his team the lead back.
That is an absolutely outstanding athletic move there by Johnson. Got up to the very peak of his jump and just barely let that one out of his hand and had enough strength to go in the basket.
Johnson 5 for 6 from the field. Great block ahead of the pack. Here's Robert. Can he stay ahead of the pack? He does. Body control off the right side. And Terrell Roberts with 2 more. He has 18 tonight.
An absolute spark plug off the bench for the Wonder Boys in bits and pieces, and they've needed every one of his points tonight.
Top of the key now. A little bit of movement away from the ball as the Tigers drive inside, kick back out, three-pointer off to the left. And as Denma can't get that one to fall, and the Tigers now see themselves on the wrong side of a run.
7-0 by the Wonder Boys in just under 2 minutes of gameplay.
Harper gets a hand in the passing lane. That skip pass a little low, a little slow. Tigers create the turnover.
If I'm Roberts tonight, 18 points and the ball at the free throw line, I'm going to work. I'm going off the dribble. I don't care who's guarding me. I'm getting to the basket or getting to the free throw line.
Harper stops at that free throw line, won't work, little off to the left, as was his shot. Peter, and we haven't talked about him much, leading scorer on this team, the sophomore. You mentioned it a moment ago, 2 points in the first half. He has 2 points, 15 minutes, roughly 15 minutes into the second half as well. It's been Roberts, and Terrell Roberts has that knocked away.
Couple of different Wonder Boy players calling for subs here. Just needing a blow in this game. While the scoreboard may not reflect it as much as you'd think, both teams shooting the ball decently. It's been a pretty fast-paced up and down game, and as hard as these two teams play defensively, I can see them expending a lot more energy each possession. Definitely,
and when Johnson and Roberts leave the court like that, what you see, at least from tonight's game, that's 29 points scored that just went to the bench. Comrade all by himself off the glass as Harper comes through, count the basket, and Comrade will go to the line.
Not sure how you let a 6'8" guy like Comrade get underneath like that. There's just too much weak side help. They weren't ready. The big guy came to the soft spot, found an opening. It's a chance at a three-point play.
Ten straight points for Tech.
Going back and forth. This pendulum not making small swings. They're going extreme to extreme.
It is a wide arc tonight. 10-0 run, a little bit less than 3 minutes gone off the clock in this Wonder Boys retaking of the lead. Tigers, that one won't work as Thomas was in essence blocked by the underside of the goal. Couldn't make his way all the way across. And Tech with another opportunity.
Putting themselves in a really good situation down the stretch, trying to extend that lead.
Lose it this time. No numbers for East Central. And Peter said, you know what? I can still play defense too. He's having an impact on this game, no doubt.
Outstanding effort there defensively. Not a lot of players of his caliber offensively are going to sprint back like that on defense and create a turnover. That's a takeaway, not a giveaway.
Absolutely. Peter with 2 steals tonight. And the look inside, double team down low. Where are they going to throw the ball? No place to go with it for Gosnell. And we will have a foul.
I think I call it a kicked ball.
Oh, Willie, okay.
They'll say that Dixon had a kicking motion and made contact with the ball there. And more importantly, that gives Arkansas Tech a fresher shot clock, 20 seconds as opposed to the 4 that it was, potentially with a turnover.
Lavelle checks out, Johnson checks back in. Under 4 minutes now. Comrade double teamed in the corner. Schaefer, little short. Gosnell put back, good. Gosnell's first basket tonight.
Weak side offensive rebounds and easy putbacks for a very long Arkansas Tech team.
2 big points for the senior from Iowa. And it is a 12-0 run.
And the Wonder Boys can feel that semifinal appearance reaching closer. Still quite a bit of time to defend that lead, though.
To the basket won't fall. Putback opportunity won't go as well. We're going to have a timeout here as Quentin Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. When we come back, we're in the home stretch here in Shawnee, and the Wonder Boys have been stretching out their lead.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, till they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be 2?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny.
Come on down, brother.
What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Well, at this point in the game, there may not be any bigger free throws than what East Central is looking at right now. Trailing by 8 with less than 3.5 to go. And 2 free throws ahead for Quentin Johnson.
To action at the line, Quentin Johnson.
70.6% free throw shooter on the season. He'll make the first, and the scoring drought comes to an end for the Tigers.
Arkansas Tech bench still dominating East Central, outscoring the Tigers bench 30-7.
That is an incredible number. It really is. And you wonder in times like that, is it just as a ball is stolen off the missed shot, put back by Tanner? That's big for the Tigers. 3 points where they might would have gotten 2. Heads up play on defense. I'll get to the point now. It's one of those things where, is it lineup shifts by Coach Downey? Players that might normally have started, they come off the bench, but no, it's just impressive play all the way around.
He's feeding the hot hands, and he's putting the 5 on the floor to give him the best chance to win. He trusts what he and his staff do, coaching offensively and defensively.
Comrade stopping on the left baseline. Can't get that to fall. Shot clock was winding down. Had to put it up. Tigers now 3 consecutive points. Would like to add to that little run. Passes inside. Nowhere to go. Shots blocked by Comrade. And it last touched by the Tigers as Tanner could not find room.
Tried to go after that when it was going out of bounds. Wasn't confident. Couldn't bring it in. Creates essentially a turnover when it could have been an offensive rebound.
Long inbound. Schaefer will bring it up. Wonder Boys don't have to be in a hurry right here, but they've had good opportunities when they've moved the ball well. Be surprised if they want to try to knock all the time off this shot clock, but that's exactly what it looks like they're doing. Schaefer, 5 seconds left in the lane. Peter, will he get a shot off? Driving right side, count the basket! Biggest shot of the night for Peter, he'll go to the line.
Just when you need him to show up, Talon Peter comes to show up across the lane. It's a hit to the head right there. Somehow regains control of the basketball and puts it high off the window.
Talon Peter.
Peter with the and one opportunity will come up short. Still a 7-point advantage now.
That take there by Peter is a perfect example of still playing to win with a lead instead of playing not to lose. We've seen that cost so many teams opportunities this time of year.
Johnson around the horn. Tanner with the three-pointer. And that one will fall. It looked reminiscent of that shot taken by Villanova over North Carolina in the championship game a few years back. 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. I mean, he spread those legs and landed properly. Big-time three-pointer for Tanner, and the Tigers still within 4 here with less than 2 minutes to play. Don't forget, one more game following this tonight. The number 3 seed, Southeastern Oklahoma, the number 6 seed, Henderson State. That's coming up next. It's our nightcap. Tip time scheduled for 8 o'clock, and we may be on pace for that. We'll see.
Excellent opportunity there for Tanner to make up for that essential turnover he had on the possession previous with that made three-point field goal to make it a 2-possession game way down the stretch.
On the end of the bench there, we see some of the GAC staff, the brass here. Will Pruitt walking away there, the GAC commissioner since its inception back in July of 2011. Has done a fantastic job in his 12 years on the job, and I have to tell you, I hope he keeps that position another 12 or 24 years. He could do it. Great commissioner for the Great American Conference. Saw Eric Moyer there as well, Associate Commissioner for Communications for the league.
Two guys that work very hard this week and every week, but this one especially tough on them. A full week of setting up arenas and getting basketball teams all delivered. Just a lot of work goes into this tournament.
Look inside to Peter again, and we do have a foul. And it's going to go on Edson Denma. His second. Talon Peter will go to the line to shoot 2. This will be, no, it's going to be on the court. He just went to the free throw line. That was the final foul, though, that won't result in free throws being attempted. Look inside, Peter. He'll take it to the glass easily. Forget those free throws. I'll just go straight to the hoop on the inbound.
That's a lot easier to get points that way than going by.
And you have to, listen, you have to watch that on the inbound play. How does he get that open? And he did. 62-56. Tigers will see Luke Harper go to the line to shoot 2. Harper, one of the better free throw shooters on the team. As a matter of fact, with the largest shooting sample, he's the best on the team. Better than 87% for the season. That 87.3 number will grow after this first make. Count it, number 2. Four-point game once again. Schaefer, as the Wonder Boys look to let some time go off this shot clock. They will. Defensive clock is counting, and at the last moment, Coach Downey calls the timeout to save his team's possession. Wow. 30-second timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it right here. Nice defense by the Tigers there, and really nowhere to go, nowhere to throw that ball.
And you see there, Talon Peter has finally started to come into his own here in these last couple of possessions. He's not the first all-GAC performer this week that we've seen underachieve a little bit. In fact, you see what happened with Tyler McGuy last night. Gregory Hammond from Southern Arkansas had a little bit of a slow start. We've still got a couple players, and of course we have 2 on the first team that did not make the tournament, and Taylor Curry from Harding and Malik Parsons from Northwestern. And you've seen some teams a little bit disappointing individual performances, but coming down the stretch, you know those players are going to be ready to play.
And you know, part of that too is the fact that they're known quantities. And because of that, the defense is going to shift, you know, into postseason play. They'll say, make somebody else beat us. That was a big part of the Ouachita defensive mindset last night. We want somebody other than McGuy to beat us, and ultimately, they won the game as well. Less than a minute remaining here. Shot clock less than 10. Tech up by 4. Want to make something happen. Roberts drives, stops, gets the shot off the glass. It counts. Does it count? It does count. The horn sounded, but Roberts falling away off the glass will make the basket. That is huge. They're going to look at this. As well they should.
No surprise the way tonight has gone that Darrell Roberts throws up a prayer and gets it to fall for, if it stands, his 20th point of the night. We'll get a great look at it right here.
Passes inside there. They're going to slow this down and look at it again. As Roberts is averaging 7.1 points per game. Oh, definitely got that one off before the clock moved to 0. And you can see right there, and look at it again. It'll be out of his hand with less than 1 second remaining. But the ball will not be touching Roberts when that moves from 1 to 0. And there it is in the air. Clock hits 0 off the glass, and Darrell Roberts with 20 points on the night. 2 of the biggest right there.
And he tried to pump fake and go up and draw contact. He said it wasn't a natural shooting motion, so they say play on there, as they should have in that situation. But Roberts gets the prayer to fall.
Count the basket, 41.3, and they looked at a number of things, including how much time was on the clock. So time sets to 41.3, a 2-possession game now, as the 4-seeded Tigers are finding themselves in a tough situation. Harper goes to the basket. He'll be fouled. Doesn't make the shot, so he'll be shooting 2.
Curious as to why they didn't go ahead and go for a 3 here, down 6. Even if Harper makes both of these, you have to foul Tech and give them the opportunity to go right back up by 6 with 10 or 15 seconds off the clock. Probably a smart foul there by Roberts. Knew he was beat, but was going to make a foul strong enough to where he knew Harper wouldn't make the shot.
Again, Harper, the best shooter on this team. His average closing in on 88% for the season now. 4 for 4 in his last 4 attempts. And we'll get some defense here for the offense as Romello Wilbert checks in, the senior from Woodlands, Texas. Pressure beaten by Tech, 2-on-1, and Tech decides, hey, you know what? We don't need this basket. We need time to tick off right now.
Good decision by Gosnell. Had a 2-on-1 situation there with Peter in that opposite short corner, but decided to hold on to it. Was strong with the basketball, and he'll go to the line.
Nico Gosnell, an even 500 on the seasons, made 23 of 46 free throws on the year, right at 50%. And this is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. 2 points on the night. Misses the first.
Got to go quick here if you're East Central.
Harper drives in, and Gosnell makes up for it on the other end of the court. A huge block, and Shaper is fouled. How about that? After the missed free throw comes down, it looked like Harper had a quick trip to the basket, and Gosnell with a rejection.
Just another opportunity. We talked about it earlier with Peter of guys making mistakes on offense, nowhere close to goaltender interference, sprinting back and making a play on defense that gives his team an opportunity to stretch this 4-point lead with less than 15 seconds to play.
Huge, huge defensive play for Gosnell as Schaefer now puts the lead back at 65, tries to make it a 2-possession, or it is a 2-possession game, tries to extend that here. and will do just that. Schaefer now with 12 points on the night. Inbound, lots of pressure. Thomas will drive down and wants to kick it out, has nowhere to go with it, and then following that will commit the foul. You know, that's one of the things about getting in the air to make a pass. If you have nowhere to go, you literally have nowhere to go. You're going to come down because at some point in time, gravity kicks in.
I'm still just amazed with as little time as there was when the Tigers had the ball down 6 that you still try to get to the basket for a 2-pointer. Now I know on that shot that he was trying to
kick out for the 3.
But why not get a better look up here at the top of the key, give yourself a chance at a long rebound for another quick shot.
Talon Peter now with 9 points and another free throw, and he might actually get into double figures on the night, a number it didn't look like he would come close to earlier tonight, and he will have 10 points on this evening. The Wonder Boys up by 8. Thomas, one more opportunity, will drive it down, go to the basket, kiss it off the glass. Doesn't matter. This one is in the books. 68-62. The 5th-seeded Wonder Boys from Arkansas Tech get the rubber match in this one. Take 2 of 3 of East Central. They survive, and they will advance to play on semifinal Saturday. Let's take a break. We will be back and get to talk with one of the players from this Arkansas Tech team. We'll have some stats and more here on the GAC Sports Network.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Back here at Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma, where the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys have come away with the victory, the number 5 seed in a mild upset over number 4 seeded East Central tonight, 68-62. We have a chance to talk now with Darrell Roberts from Arkansas Tech. And Darrell, a fantastic effort for your team tonight. First off, talk about the win and what this means.
Yeah, it was a big win. We knew we needed it. We kind of been preparing all week, so we knew we had to do it, and we just trying to go build off this and keep winning.
It was a great defensive effort, team-wise on your part, all the way around. Talk about what the defense meant for this victory.
Well, we kind of been big on defense all year, and towards the end, we kind of been slacking, so we knew that we had to get back to that because that's like more of our identity, and that'll help us win.
You had an excellent outing from your bench, 34 points off your bench compared to just 7 for the Tigers. How important is it to have guys like you and Schaefer come off the bench and be so effective, not just scoring the basketball, but on the defensive end as well?
It's big because we know our starting 5 going to play, so we just got to get in and help them out, and it's a team thing, so we knew we all had to do it in order for us to win.
Hey, Darrell, I know that you average 7 points a game for the season. Now, I know that the numbers are not important. You got all 7 points that you needed to meet your average on the free throw line tonight. How big was that? I mean, the free throw looked like it was huge for you.
Yeah, free throws, I just know I had to knock them down. They free, so I at least got to make them if I don't make nothing else.
That's the way to think about it. They were free for you tonight, 7 for 7. You shot 100%. Darrell, congratulations on the win, and celebrate this one tonight as you advance to play tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Darrell Roberts for Arkansas Tech, and those 7 free throws he made tonight, 100% from the line was Roberts, part of a 20-point effort on his part.
A great night for both teams, good defensive battle, a perfect way to start off a March basketball tournament.
Next game's on the way here in just a moment. Should be an 8 o'clock tip time for Southeastern and Henderson State. In the meantime, Roberts with 20 points for Arkansas Tech. B.J. Johnson had 10, 11. Talon Peter had 10. 3 players in double figures for the Tigers, led by Luke Harper and Keon Thomas, each with 15 points. Barron Tanner had 10 points in a losing effort for the Tigers tonight. The Wonder Boys will advance and move on into semifinal Saturday, where they will take on the 8th seed Ouachita Tigers, 2 lower seeds playing in that semifinal. Great play tonight for Coach Downey's squad. One more game on the docket, Southeastern and Henderson State next. For Blake Smith and the GAC Sports Network crew, I'm Joey McWilliams. God bless you. We'll see you here in just a moment.